This video is about king and pawn endgames, and the current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to spot the continuation in this position. So here we're thinking about endgames, right? And we can see that the king's very far from the white pawn here. So here we just have to find the move a4. If the king tries to get closer to capture the pawn, it'll be too late because it's not within the square. And then we can just actually promote into a queen. The current position is black to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to find the continuation in this position. So here is black to move, and we're talking about endgames. It's a little more tricky on this one, but we have to keep this knowledge so we can start winning our games actually, right? Even from the beginner level, from the level 1. So here we have to find the move g5. G5 stopping these pawns because we can see that they have two pawns and they can like just try to push and then try to promote, right? But if we fix the pawns here, the G pawn especially, here with our pawn on G5, now they cannot really go H4 because we can capture. And if they start pushing their pawn forward, what do? If we push our pawn forward here, that's actually a draw because both will be promoted into a queen. But here we have to be precise with a move like T7 or something, trying to get closer to this pawn. And now we're in the square, right? We're in the square. We're able to be in the square here and capture the pawn that is here. So by finding this move, if they push their pawn forward, we're in time to stop in the pawn on the G7 here, right? If they promote, now we can just capture. If they capture here, we can promote into a queen, and the white king is very far away from our H pawn, right? So another line that we can probably look into would be after G5, the king can probably move to C3 or something. And here we have to be precise by finding the move, you know, like king C5. And same idea, here we have some checks. If, for example, they move over there, we can start pushing our pawn forward, right? If they go back there, we can go up. If they push forward here, we can give a check first. Always checks, captures, attacks, any checks. We put him a little more uncomfortable here to the king, and then we can just capture the pawn, right? If they start pushing their pawn forward, what do? We actually get closer to the pawn. So we leave this one as a decoy. If they grab it here, we're always in time to promote. And if they ever push, we're very close to capturing the pawn there, all right? The current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to find the continuation in this position. So here, this is another tricky endgame, but very good for you guys to like get exposure to this types of endgames, because it's endgames, nobody really likes them, right? So here we have to be precise with the move, just king f4. King f4, they just have to go back and forth because we're ready to promote here. If we move our, let's say, what if we do a move like this one? That's still winning because they can never capture this pawn, right? Because here you can just promote into a queen. But here they'll probably just go back and forth. You can just go here and just make him go to h8. If the king were to move to h6, you can just promote into a queen here. And that's just a checkmate right there. So they'll just probably go back and forth. And here we can be precise. If we move the king to f6, that's just a stalemate, right? The black king cannot go anywhere because of this pawn attacking here and the king attacking here. So that will just game the end in a stalemate. We got to be careful though. All right, so after this, we have to find a move, king e6. King e6 gives the black king a square again. And here we can be precise with giving away our pawn here on h8 with a promotion. If they were to capture the queen, now we can just bring our king closer. Okay, so keep in mind, we don't go to f7 because that would just be a stalemate again. We're covering all these squares. But after this, we have to find the move, king f6, giving one square for the black pieces. And then here we can just push our pawn forward. The pawn is covering all these squares, and the king is covering these squares. Only one square left for the black king. They move over there, and now we have to be precise with pushing our king forward to f7, because if not, they will just go back and forth, right? So we cover now this square, and wherever the king goes, I mean, only square for them, and then we just promote into a queen.